Hi, happy Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Lou Ranziger. Congratulations on your new life, your new body, and your new family. The holy royal family of good human beings. This is Lou Ranziger's current mother, Melanie Lynn Spear. She is responsible for the prosperity of the West because she was Christopher Columbus, who crossed the Atlantic Ocean 4 times the treacherous waters in small boats with her crew to open up trade between the East and the West. And that trade, of course, has made the West quite prosperous. So we thank you, Melanie Lynn Spear, for delivering the 4 saints to the world also. And we thank you, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., for leading the Civil Rights Movement. I was a part of it. I was also a part of the discrimination against colored people because I lived in the South, Clarksville, Tennessee, a colored girl, and I was denied access to sit where I wanted on the bus, to go to decent school, to I saw a box in my school one day and I peeked in, and it was old books from Clarksville High School they were giving to us, the colored kids, old dated material. Maybe that's why I started my business, Mainstream Includes to the Marginalized, so the marginalized can have up-to-date information. I also work with Stokely Carmichael and dated him. He was the president of SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, and I volunteered there during the Civil Rights era. Okay, so let's talk about Melanie, Lou's mother. Her father is classical conductor, doctor, maestro, Isaiah Allen Jackson, from Virginia. He was the prophet Isaiah, who forecast the coming of the Messiah 700 years before it happened. And Melanie was conceived 13 years before it happened that she was born. She was conceived in the library of Juilliard School of Music, where Isaiah was a student. When we were recording this album, What It Is, and the Electric Lady, the Jimi Hendrix recording studio in the West Village of New York, Isaiah was there. And he said to me, I heard your song, Pretty Brown Skin. Did you say Brillo ribbons in the hair? I said, no. I said, yellow ribbons in the hair. Because Roy Ayers had asked me to write words to his title, Pretty Brown Skin. So he had the yellow ribbons in the hairline. I didn't know what it meant either. This is a picture of Michelle Birdsong, myself, and Edwin Birdsong, Roy Ayers, my niece Vanita Long Holmes, who is Solomon in a parallel life, and Roy's son, Little Roy, Roy's girlfriend, Cindy, Herbie Mann, who Roy was a sideman for Herbie Mann when Edwin persuaded him to go solo, go out on his own. So, I thought it was cute that Isaiah thought, because his hair was like Brillo, and so he thought, she doesn't like light skin, she's singing Pretty Brown Skin, she likes pretty brown skin, and then she didn't even say she liked my hair? What? Well, I put a line in the Pretty Brown Skin that said, the you I love cannot show, 'cause it's covered by your skin. Beauty's not out, It's within. And Roy recently changed that line. I guess he wanted to say brown skin is the best skin. You know, it's pretty, the only pretty skin, because he didn't like the line that said your qualities of heart and mind are more important than the color of your skin. The sun, I met the sun, my father, and the first thing he said to me was, "You're beautiful." And I was shocked, because having been homeless, I lost a lot of teeth, and I don't have fancy clothes. I realized he wasn't talking about my outward appearance. He's talking about my behavior and my qualities. This is his son, Reverend Dr. Wilburn Daniel. And he was my biological father. He was Daniel in the lion's den. And we've had several conversations. And then he had to tell me to stop looking at him, because in this human body, his radiant form will blind me. So I had to stop looking at him. Okay, what else? I was telling you in the last video about David Goggins being the only person who has graduated from all 3 tough trainings of the military. He's a Navy SEAL, an Army Ranger, and he's mastered the Air Force toughest training too. He did push-ups for 17 hours. Pull-ups. Yeah, pull-ups. I think he did 1,700. I forget the number. And he keeps breaking records all over the place. People, the people who want to be strong say he's the toughest man in the world. So he's their pinup guy. Yeah. So we're very proud to have him in the Holy Royal family. This is a book that Michelle wrote. This is a friend in San Francisco, a homeless lady, Talk and Share, Mainstream the Marginalized program, the coping coach. I had a show on Blog Talk Radio called Michelle Birdsong, the coping coach. They still have archived those shows and archives. Who else do I need to tell you about? This is Captain Devin Gangadine, my son Cain, in the Garden of Eden. And he was married to Awan, the first born child in the world, Melanie L. Spear, Dr. King's mother. You see why he came to us, right? Okay, I think the founding father, John Hancock, this Will Smith. I voted for him for president. He'd make a great president. It was John Hancock, the first founding father to sign the Declaration of Independence. And here's George Washington. Here's Martha Washington. To Michelle Birdsong, George Washington, B.S. Glenn Beck, the owner of the Blaze.tv. Interesting story. First lyric I ever wrote for Edwin Birdsong said, "I put out the blaze if the world was in flames, to let you know that you're the only one for me." And then here Glenn Beck put out a site called The Blaze. He educated me when he was on Fox News about the current state of politics, about George Soros, about the Muslim Brotherhood, about all the